Hey, Gary Wayne Sutton, does that ring a bell? He's been on death row 35 years. They got him an execution date, December 3rd of this year. There's some stuff going on. They're trying to get him a new trial or a new something, at least a stay, because there's some evidence out there that don't say he don't need to be there. So hang around. I got the family here. We're going to give you an update on Gary Wayne Sutton. Don't go nowhere.
The Mike Weatherford Show is proud to announce we are now officially powered by TEC. If their fiber optic internet service can handle everything we throw at it here in the studio, from videos to calls and live streams, you better believe they can handle your home or business too. If speed, stability, and service is important to you, you can count on TEC. Thanks, TEC. Now let's get to the show.
Recorded live in the studios of Brewer Street Mafia. This is a Red Dog Bread production.
And now, your number one rated show, The Mike Weatherford Show. Here's your host, Mike Weatherford.
Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Mike Weatherford. Like I was saying earlier, Gary Wayne Sutton has been on death row 35 years. He's out of most all of his appeals. He's kind of running on empty right now, and there's a lot going on, a lot of movement going on. This is a case that we want to make sure we've crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. So we're going to got the family in here tonight, and we're going to try to find out what's going on, what movement we've had, where it's going, and what you and I can do to help this man out. I got my good friend here with me tonight, Mr. Ricky Price, Mr. Pepsi himself. Welcome, Ricky.
Mike, it's always a pleasure.
How you doing?
Man, better than I deserve.
Yep.
As we sit here tonight, we think about how to help this family out, since the last show back in October. So
yeah, it's shaking and moving.
It's moving and shakers.
It
so
is.
We're going to have to move and shake tonight with it.
We are. But I want to show y'all something right here. This right here, after the last show I did, you remember I spoke with Gary on the phone, and him and I had a conversation, and we're hoping to do that tonight. I am. And but I want to show you what he sent me. He made this, and it's on death row where he made this at. This right here is absolutely amazing. He knew I'm a hunter. These guns he handmade, a clock with my logo in it. Got my name across it. And on the back of it, it says, I'll turn it around, G. Sutton, death row 25. Now, folks, if that right there don't tell you the talent this man has, it's that we make sure he's not wasting this away in a jail for 35 years. But I wanted to show you that. That's one of my prized possessions. It sits up at my studio all the time. And does my heart good to know that this man, if he's an innocent man on death row, we need to do something to help this man. So tonight I've got his girlfriend. She was on here last time we had this conversation. We're going to try to find an update. Welcome back, Carolyn Weaver.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate you, girl.
I appreciate you.
And I think we have Gary's brother. He's in here tonight, Mr. Jimmy Sutton. Welcome to the show, Jimmy.
Thank you, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for coming in, sir. And we've got his daughter, Gary's daughter, Cassandra Young. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
I'm glad y'all come in. It was a pretty good little trip, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Wow. But Carolyn, y'all have been in Nashville all day today. And I've got Heather Cohen. Heather, are you here?
I am here. Hello.
Hey, girl. How are you doing? Welcome to the show, girl.
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Y'all been in Nashville all day, I think. I seen you this morning about 7 o'clock. You did a hit. Well, we call it a live, but we call it hits. This morning, inviting everybody out. How did that go? I know you're kind of the leader of that deal. How did it go?
Oh, I don't know if I'd call myself the leader. I think Carolyn's the leader, but it went well. It did go well, but not well enough because it's, until we've got the governor sitting in front of us, then, we've still got work to do. And that's what we're working for right now, is trying to get the governor's attention to sit down and listen to the evidence we have and to review this case.
Is the evidence, I will get with these other ones here in a minute, but I know you've been investigating this, and I know when you get a hold of something, you're like a bulldog on a bone. You don't want to let go. Do you, and that's good. That's good. Do you see some problems in this case?
Absolutely. I see more problems than not. There's nothing right about this case, from the investigative phase to the trial phase, the appellate phase. All along, there was nothing right about it.
Wow. So there is no doubt in your man, no doubt in your mind that we have an innocent man sitting on death row that's got an execution date of December the 3rd of this year, which is 11 months away, less than 11 months away. Is that so? You think pretty well that we got an innocent man that the governor needs to hear about.
There's no doubt in my mind that he's innocent.
Wow. That's what's, we live in a country that has some of the best laws and best legal system in the world. We all know that, but it has flaws in it, Heather. It takes people like you to call out them flaws and make sure that justice is being served. We don't want non-justice. And so with all your years of experience doing this, you say that an innocent man is sitting on death row.
Yes.
Wow. Carolyn, you've got an investigator here, Heather Cohen, that's really done a lot. She's been involved in a lot of cases like this, and she's saying this man is innocent. Can y'all not get the governor just to sit down and talk to you, Carolyn?
We've been trying.
Well,
We've been trying for 3 years.
I thought the last time we was here, executions was put aside because of the drugs or something they was using, and he said he would talk once that got reinstated, and they've reinstated.
He did, but now he's saying, all right, so the protocol went back in place, and when the protocol went back in place, Gary didn't get a date yet, so that's when I called the governor's office, and of course they're like, no, you misunderstood what he said. And I was like, no, I didn't misunderstand what he said. Even Dennis Ferrer has it on the news that he said he would not visit any death row inmate's case until the protocol was put back in place. So we kept, dancing around with that. So now he will not look at his case until he gets a date. Well, we have a date now.
When did he get the date set? We didn't have that last time.
No, we didn't have that. So he got that date right, not long, probably. When did we get that date? November, right before the holidays. The date came down. It came out. So yeah, right before the holidays.
It's getting real now.
It's getting real. At this point, he does have. Okay, so we went the ID claim, which is the intellectual disability. Gary never got that back in the day. Of course, they argued, and this is the first motion that Gary has had in all these years that went in his favor.
So y'all went to court.
So we went to court for the motion.
In front of a judge.
In front of the
with
judge.
A complete, I'm trying to help the audience catch up.
Yes.
With a complete new legal team.
With a complete new legal team.
And they see some issues.
They see a lot of issues.
And they were supposed to come on, but now they got this going on. They kind of don't want to.
That's right.
Because, I understand. They don't want to give their game away.
Right, because they don't want to mess anything up.
Right.
And so we didn't know. So they presented this in front of the judge. We had to wait over a week, so he could look at it and decide if Gary had that claim or not. And Gary did not have that claim.
The judge ruled it.
The judge ruled.
Wow.
So he came back on this past Friday, to let us know that Gary won that motion. So we are going to court for a trial, not a jury trial, just a trial for the ID claim.
Explain what that is, the ID claim.
The ID claim is...
Heather, you can jump in any time if you want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to leave you hanging out there.
Heather, do you want to explain it, or you want me to explain it?
We can't hear you,
I don't
Heather.
know what she's saying.
We can't hear you.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
I said, go right ahead, Carolyn. You are doing a fantastic
You jump in anytime, Heather. You hear me?
Okay, so this is an intellectual disability claim. This doesn't have anything to do with his IQ or if he's don't know how to say it. He's not
Mental problems, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But this has to do with how he comprehends things, how he understands what he's saying, what he's doing. Like when all this happened and he went to the police station to say, hey, I want to, find out what happened to my friend. When he did that, he didn't understand that he didn't need to be going and doing that. He needed to, wait for them to come to him, go when there was a lawyer. But, he didn't do this. So he was like, I just want to go help find what happened. So
to the people that was murdered.
To the people that
So hold on a minute. Now, he went to the police and said, I want to know what happened to my friend.
Yes.
Wow.
And this is really how they got. That's really how they got their what happened that day. They would have never known that he had been with Tommy that day. The places that they had went, they would have not known any of that. But Gary went to the police station and he said, "Look, this is what we did all day on Friday." And so instead, and he didn't go once; he went twice.
Wow.
And instead of, them looking and saying, okay, he's giving us information to help find out what happened, and they turned it all around on him. So this ID claim has to do with how he comprehends stuff, how he was before he was 18, was his mental capacity, what his mental capacity was when he was going through all this. Because Gary was only 27 years old when this happened. So, he didn't do it. There's nothing on it showing or proving that he done anything. So, he just goes in there and is like, this is what we did. So it's kind of, that's what this intellectual disability is. It also is kind of a newer law that they put in place I don't know how many years back, but they, it doesn't have anything to do with IQ. A lot of people, when you say intellectual disability, it's your IQ. That doesn't have anything to do with it.
It sounds to me like, Carolyn, it's just, anybody that was innocent, and curious what happened to my friend, you would go ask what happened. And so they took that.
They took
and
that.
They had all the information he gave them and tied it around him.
Yeah, and that's how they made up their timeline. Is because, Gary was with Tommy on Friday. And then, of course, they did go bail him out of jail. But when they came out of that jail, the girl that Tommy had been with prior to that day was there waiting on Tommy, and Tommy left with that girl. They will not go past that. They want to say that he and his uncle were the two that seen them alive last, and that's just not how it happened. And the day that all this happened as well, he was with me. I was his alibi. I could tell you where he was and what time, and I really wasn't his only alibi, but I was the one that was with him.
And you never got to speak.
I did get to speak.
Okay.
But I was his girlfriend. It didn't matter. I loved him, and I would say anything for him. But I told him I would not. If I had any doubt in my mind that he did this, I would not have been hit. I mean, I wouldn't have got up and said, no, I know he didn't do this. I know for a fact that he did not do this. The timeline doesn't add up. And that's just a little smidgen of it. I mean, even with the timeline, the time that they found Tommy, there's no way he was killed on a Friday night because he was in full rigor mortis when they found him. And then that's where it goes back to Charles Harlan.
That's that.
The disgraced medical examiner.
Yeah, that put a lot of people in jail, and some of them have got
exonerated.
Has that come up any time during his appeals?
What they did on his appeal is they would touch on stuff just a little bit, just enough to where it was in an appeal, so it could not be revisited again.
Wow. It sounds to me like, from what you told me last time and what you're telling me tonight, is even some new stuff.
Yeah.
They found somebody to pin it on.
They did.
A country boy.
Absolutely.
From the hills of East Tennessee, that they could tie it around him because he come in here and he want to know where he's at. That to me is a question, Ricky. Why would a guilty man go to the police station? What happened to my friend? Where's he at? What was he asking? I mean,
right. And, even you go back to the jury. Remember that deal?
Yep.
I remember this case well.
Yeah.
So
it's there's a lot.
There's a lot of
I was
untouchable.
up there the night that he went to jail, and I was asking about him. And they said, he's not here. I said, yes, he's in the inside. I come to pick him up.
Your brother.
Yes.
Now
I said, I come to
you're
pick him up.
Gary. You're Gary.
I'm Gary's brother.
You're his older brother, younger brother.
Yeah, older.
Older brother.
Yeah, 8 years older.
Right. So you know the time frame of where all this went. I want to get your story on this whole deal.
There's so much stuff. I don't know if I could probably talk to you 5 or 6 hours.
I understand.
And you still wouldn't hear it all.
I understand.
But I asked one of these cops that I knowed out there. I said, "Could you have Gary to come out? I've been out here for 30 minutes or something." I said, "Tell him to come on. That I'm out here waiting on him. He might not know it." He said, "We're looking for Gary." I said, "What do you mean you're looking for Gary?" "Oh, we done broadcasted on TV that he's a running from justice, and we got it out on TV that he might even be armed and he is dangerous."
Huh.
And I said, "Buddy, he's right in there in the jail." "No, he's not."
He was in there talking to him.
He was in there talking to him.
Not arrested, Jimmy, but just talking.
Talking to him.
Wow, and they didn't even know, or
the cop didn't even know it was out there. And he said, we've done put it on broadcast that he is.
What the hell's going on?
He's a fugitive from justice.
That's the craziest thing I ever heard of.
And I said, well, I know he's in there. Well, I guess he found out later on he was in the jail, and he was looking for him.
That is insanity.
And from this is just crazy. And like Carolyn said, I saw him over at his house at one time that weekend, and there was a neighbor that was there. He was there, and he got up and he testified that he was there. At I think this was on maybe a Sunday. No, it might have been on a Saturday. I get my dates mixed up.
Well, it's been a long time ago, Jimmy. That's okay.
But
just slow down, take your time.
Then twice they was at my house that weekend.
Gary and his uncle.
No, his uncle wasn't there.
Just the guy that
Carolyn and Gary.
Wow.
And Carolyn and Gary was at the house when I was over there. And seems like to me, maybe, I can't remember if James was with him or it was Carolyn with him when they come and borrowed my truck because something was wrong with his car. His car was tearing up or something.
Right.
And they come and got my truck. Was it you with him or was it James with him?
It was all of us.
Oh, with all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know if it's two of you or all of you or what. I didn't go out to the truck. Gary said, I need to borrow your truck because my car's tore up.
Not just your brother. Just take it on and go. I pitch the keys.
Hand him the keys, you know.
That's normal.
But I mean, they was a part of a bunch. And see, they even tried to make them look like, hey, they was together all weekend too. You know, like they had to be. Well, what they was trying to do, I think, they was just trying to say, hey, they was out here mean all weekend and doing this stuff. I think that was the ideal of it.
Gotcha. Trying to make them into, they was up to no good all weekend.
Right.
Wow.
I think that's what the deal was, you know. And
did you testify in court also?
Yeah, I testified in court, but they didn't ask me too many questions. But like when up in the hollow where they lived, up in there where James lived, they had some witnesses saying that they seen a lot of stuff and this and that. Well, there was trees and bushes growed up, okay? And we went up there and took a bunch of pictures and this and that. Well, after we done that, then the county come by and they hadn't been up in there in over 30 years and trimmed nothing or anything to come up there and cut everything down the fence line. So you could see everything.
So the witness that said they could see.
So they could see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why would they blame? I've thought a lot about this. Why did they pick your brother? And that's your uncle too, correct? Or your nephew? Who is the other gentleman that was with you?
Well, he's my uncle.
Your uncle.
Yeah.
Why did them two guys? Why was they picked to be the fall guys? I mean,
well, I'm thinking they didn't have nobody else. They didn't have nobody else to do this.
well, they had a
And they
guy.
said- and well,
I had some phone calls
later on, they did have a guy like Lester Johnson.
I've heard that.
They had him.
But last time I did this show, I had someone contact me and told me a lot of stuff, and I've turned it over to who I can. But it's like it's deaf ears, you know.
Right.
Nobody wants to hear this. I mean, it's insanity that somebody won't sit down and take this evidence and look through it and find out exactly, punch holes in all of this. If they went and cut the trees down so that their witness that said they could see, that's not right. I mean, that's stuff like that needs to be.
You want me to tell you that story?
Huh?
You want me to tell you that story?
Yeah.
So what it was is that one of the witnesses, she was 150 yards in a holler, pitch black, and trees in front of her, late at night. So her testimony was that she saw one of them put something in the trunk that was wrapped in a white sheet that looked like a shotgun or a rifle, whichever. But she was 150 yards away, pitch black, trees up, and she had the lights on behind her. Scientifically, you can't look out a window and see 150 yards in pitch black through the trees. You're going to see your shadow. So we didn't know that at the time. This is something that someone dug deep, and they found that this was in the file, but no one ever brought it up in court. So her testimony was it was false anyway, but there was no way that could have happened. And then when we went to court 4 years later, they had went up and cleared it out.
So they
cut all the trees down, everything.
And then took photos and said,
then
yes.
took photos, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, they took photos. We took photos
Before.
Mm-hmm.
Then they took photos after it was
Did
cut.
anybody question why did they come through and cut all that down?
I think they might have, but it was like over their head. They just let it go on.
Ignored it.
Yeah, just like the shells was found. You know, over at
Yeah,
the
they
scene.
wasn't there the first time.
Wasn't
They
there
come
the
back
first time?
Yeah, and they come back second time and found them.
About 5 to 7 days later,
Laying side by side.
side by side, like
Yeah.
they've been laid right
Yeah.
down. And every police that's ever they check stuff like this. Police done told us they check stuff like this on account of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they said they have never seen a shell fall that close and not side by side and even the same way. That's impossible.
It would be impossible.
impossible.
And whoever planted them is a damn idiot. They should have
Yeah.
stowed them apart.
They should have just stowed them over
yeah.
and
You
let them
inject the
fall
shell.
where they could fall.
Right.
There you go, Jimmy.
Let them fall where they fell.
That's right.
Now, Cassandra, you was how old when this happened to your father?
I was a year old.
You're old. So the only time you can remember your father, he's been on death row.
Yes.
That's got to be horrible. I'm just sitting there thinking about my father. No, he's passed and gone on, but I spent a lot of years of my father doing things that you never got to do. Only time you've ever seen him in your whole life, he's been behind bars. Give me a little bit of idea what you've been through and your father and how y'all relationship is and all.
I guess it's my normal. It's all I've ever known, so I don't know a normal. I remember when I was real young. Where was it? Mountain City? The first jail he was at?
Yeah.
Is that you right there?
Yeah.
It is. Look at that.
Look at that. Oh, man. That was, I know you don't remember, that was before he got put into jail,
It
correct?
was.
Wow. Look at them photos right there.
Yeah.
Man. I had somebody tell me that picture of him favors me when I was younger, of your father.
Really?
Do what?
Yeah. I've had people tell me that
Okay.
favored me when I was younger. 'Cause I used to-
Everybody always says I look like him. And
You do.
until I seen him this past time, He's gained a little bit of weight.
That's
I told
okay.
him. I told him when I seen him. I said, "Okay, you're getting a little belly," but
That's okay.
I think because he gained a little bit of weight, he's got some cheeks like I do.
Yeah.
I said, "Golly, you look like me now. I look like you now."
Right. So you spent all these years with your father. It's got to be hard because, I'll be honest with you, people judge at, your father's on death row. You've had to hear that your entire life, growing through school.
Yeah.
Was that something else you had to go through?
100%. So, I have talked about my dad now. This will be the fourth time. I spoke with a news reporter in Nashville. Then I come on your show.
Wow.
But today is the first time I've ever shown my face on TV, on any kind of newscast.
Wow.
And some of it is because of that.
You hold your head up.
It doesn't matter that I didn't do anything, but they do judge.
They do. And that's just,
Your dad is on death row. What did he do? Like, I remember being a kid and in school, your daddy's in prison. What did he do? How many people did he kill? Like, I remember little bitty kids saying that to me. And that is hurtful.
It's very hurtful.
It is. And like me being a kid, you don't understand. You don't, kids are mean. I mean, now that I'm older and we know how judgmental even adults are. But I mean, even adults are. Even though I've never done anything my whole life to get in trouble, people still will judge that my dad is in prison. And a lot of people don't understand how you could go to prison and see someone. Or I've gotten judged for taking my son to a prison. Like, how could you take your kid?
how could you not, Sandra?
Well, I mean,
How could you not carry your child to see its granddaddy?
people don't understand
They
that.
ought to understand. If they don't understand,
Right,
the hell
it's
with
love.
them.
It's called, it's your love.
People can be so mean.
Yes, they can.
They all want to sit up and judge people down below them. I grew up on the west side of town, which was the poor side of town, and not through what you are. I'm not even trying to compare, but I understand in a small way, Cassandra, what you're going through. You're judged by something you can't even control.
It's
I have
totally,
no control
and
over
then-
it.
it's totally out of control.
Yeah.
And then hollering for all these years your father's innocent, and they don't want to hear that. Mm-mm. Sandra, I
You
feel
know what
for
I
you.
have been told? I mean, by somebody when I was a teenager. Yeah, that's what they all say. Everybody in jail says they're innocent.
Well, that might be, but how does that? I'm not saying they all are, but what if
Yeah.
100 says they're innocent and one is?
And one is. That's
all
right.
it takes. We've got a good justice system in this country. I don't want to be in Russia or China or North Korea. This system we have is the best on earth, but it has flaws.
It does.
But there's supposed to be safety nets to catch this kind of stuff. And I feel like Mr. Sutton, Gary Sutton, the safety net got moved.
Yes.
I don't think it ever caught him like it's supposed to. There's too many people that's reached out to me and told me, and I've told you a little of it, that says this man is innocent. I don't know, Gary. I don't know y'all. I've met y'all, you sir, and you tonight. First time I've met Carolyn before, and it's horrible that what y'all are going through in y'all's heart. I believe all of y'all. Gary's innocent in y'all's heart. Y'all know it because y'all lived it.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah,
I know it for a fact. He's not like they say he is.
yeah.
He's not like that. If you was to even talk to the prisoners, it's over there that he's with.
Yeah.
They'd tell you that Gary is not like that.
Yeah.
He's not. It is.
He's a different. He's a whole different person.
Even
That's
if
what
they
they're
don't have
saying.
food, like people that have went without, like in there, and he would make them food. Like,
He took care of two people in
yes.
there. Two people. He's taking care of. Have to dress one of them.
Yeah.
He can't even dress himself. He has to feed him.
Wow.
Make sure they're taken care of.
You tell me a man don't care
A
about
cold-blooded
life.
killer. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Man,
Cold-blooded
don't care
killer.
about
Don't do
life.
No
that.
heart. He's got a heart.
No, there's something needs to be. The governor has got to at least, what I want him to do is just say, hold on. Let's just take the date away. Let's stay this. Let's give this man one more look. to make sure and let all this evidence, the tree cuttings and
Well,
all
I
this
think
crazy.
they should give him a new trial.
That's
If
what I'm
nothing
saying.
else, I think they should give him a new trial
Yeah.
and bring in stuff and do it right.
Do
this
it
time.
right to start
Don't
with.
fabricate nothing.
Right.
Don't fabricate stuff.
Right. And that guy, the medical examiner, has been discredited, disbarred, and
Run
he-
out of Kentucky.
Right, and people,
Same thing.
and people that he's put in jail, and his word is a lot of the reason why Gary's on death row,
Well,
right?
Yep.
And this
People
man
will
has
listen to that word because he has got credentials.
right, but this man has been proven to be a lie, a fraud, and he's been disbarred. He's in every case he's done. There's questions now.
Yeah.
You add that to what y'all are saying. Why, when the hell is there not somebody saying, "Hold on a minute, Heather, are you still here? I don't want to leave you out there. You got to butt in." Why
Yeah,
is the
I'm
why?
here. I'm just waiting my turn.
No, you just butt in, honey. I don't want to leave you hanging out there. You understand? But they're doing a good job explaining this. You have to agree, right?
Yes.
There's not really
Yes,
much
they
to
are.
say. But why, with this medical examiner that's been disbarred, he's thrown out, and everything he's ever done, they found out was lies and just absolute just mischief. Why is that in itself? Plus this other stuff, Heather, not enough to get somebody to say, "Hey, let's back up and slow down and re-look at this case." This is what I'm wondering. Why not?
Well, I can't answer that question for you, Mike. I think bottom line is it's just that Charles Harlan was a hired gun. He was somebody that essentially said what they wanted him to say for the right price. And that's been proven now. He was not credible.
No.
He just said whatever the
liar.
state wanted him to say.
He's a liar. He's a cheat. That medical examiner, I've looked him up. A lot of things he did hurt a lot of people just for. He's a liar. I mean, whatever the word where I come from, it's a call. No, we're on the flatland over here. Damn liars. What do y'all call them? What do y'all call
Call it
them?
like it is.
What do y'all call him up there in the hills?
Call
of
it
Ohio?
like it is.
It's a liar.
Call
The
it
man
like
is
it
proven
is.
to be a liar, and that in itself. I don't get this, man. I'm confused. Why anybody hasn't just picked
Well, and
up?
it's-
Go ahead, Heather.
It's a dangerous position. It's a dangerous thing when, people just are naturally a jury, just people in general are
They judge you.
naturally going to believe the people who have the credentials. They're going to believe law enforcement. They're going to believe, there's a little more credibility for them.
But
And-
not with him. He's been proven to be discreditable.
Well, not now, but at the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
But people's bad about judging you just by you getting charged. Look on Facebook
Right.
when somebody gets arrested and they pop it all on Facebook. Hell, you ought to read the comments. We live in America. We are a republic. You've got a right to a trial. You got a right to. They want to hang them, kill them, shoot them without even hearing them both evidence. But I would think, Heather, that I'm not into that. You do it all the time, and you do a good job at it. But I would think that anybody, that any kind of legal system or anything could say, "Hey, we got this, and this medical examiner." Do you know how much this trial hinged on what he had to say? Was a lot of it from what he had to say, the one that's been discredited?
Absolutely, because in order for their timeline to work, the murder had to have happened Tommy's murder had to have happened on Friday night.
So this medical examiner kind of done what they wanted to make it happen that time. So what they was saying would fit. So we could put it all in a big ball here and say, "Here you go. Put it in the oven and cook it. It's a pie." Wow.
Exactly.
And then they come back and they had some more medical examiners saying it can't go this way. And then he changed his story and said, "Well, it can go that long." And they said, "No, it can't."
Wow.
And they're saying, "No, it can't."
Right.
You're playing completely wrong. Even a man that what you want to call it, trained and under him, he said, "I hate to say this." Now, this is in Knox County Court. You can even look it up. I won't say nothing you can't look up.
You're fine.
He says, "I hate to go against a man that trained me, but the man's wrong."
Yeah.
Man's wrong.
I mean, this is a far-fetched question.
And I
here.
want to get it straight. Mr. Harlan was wrong.
Yeah, well. There is, when you go to court, Heather, you help me. You vow to find guilty, with no way, without 100% guilty. There's a doubt right here with this man's Carlin. What's his name? Harlan, you say?
Harlan. Dr. Harlan.
Yeah,
Charles Harlan.
He puts the doubt into this whole case, in my opinion. Is there other things, Heather, that you know of that?
But I want to say something else.
Sure.
Now the lawyers said this way. They said it this way. If it hadn't been for Dr. Harlan, we believe we had the case won the way it's a looking. But when he got up and he said that, and he put the nail in the coffin, they said.
That's exactly right. He made
said.
it all work.
Yes.
Heather, I don't get it. I mean, you see a lot of this. Do you see anything that needs to be done, any of the viewers or anything that we need to do to other? I'm going to tell you, Heather, if you're still here, Donald Trump needs to hear about this case. The president does, because he is very, very on top of stuff like this. Have y'all reached out through any kind of channels to get it to his handlers, let him look at this?
We have. I mean, the more the merrier. We probably could do a lot more. And as far as, what the viewers can do, I think just everybody, calling and writing the governor and even the president. I do think this is Donald Trump worthy.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
This is right in his wheelhouse right here. This is what he does. He tries to fix, I can't say the screw-ups. We'll use that word. Heather, you know what word you and I would use if we were sitting here together. He fixes screw-ups, and Ricky, you got to admit, this sounds to me like something that Donald Trump needs to get involved in.
You're right.
At least let it all the evidence that we've got right today, retry it.
Yeah.
Retry it. Go ahead. So, all right, we're going to give you one more, because in December the 3rd, this man's going to be put to death. And I don't know if people realize that that's the end of it when that happens. And until then, you can fight. But once it's done, you can't.
It's done. You're not going to bring him back.
It's over.
You're not going to bring him back.
And the man had been 35 years and up there. And like you said, Cassandra, I know I feel for you about as much as I feel for your father, if not more in certain cases, what you've had to put up with. I knew it had to be hard being a daughter of a father on death row, Ricky. Can you imagine what she's going to call?
It's going to be just.
I'm surprised you're not crazy from all that, because you looked at it like you're not as good as some people. Your dad's in prison. My dad's on death row. I'm not worthy of this. I'm not worthy of that. But you sound like you've held your head up real well over it.
I've tried, and Dad's always been there for me.
Right.
I remember. He has always told me, it probably saved me in some situations.
Yeah.
Don't do anything. Don't go around people that you don't have to be the one that does it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
If you are hanging around somebody that is doing something wrong, get away from them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it probably saved me, because we all act a little bit crazy when we're teenagers.
We all did.
But I'll tell
Ricky.
you.
Guilty by association.
But I didn't. Like when I was growing up, if somebody done something that I wouldn't do myself, I got myself away from it.
Yeah.
And
because you're judged different than I am.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, you're judged different than I would be, because
100%.
Yeah, you and I could do something, and one of us accused of something. Well, it's probably her, because her daddy's on death row.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. But that's what's not right. But it's the way human beings are. We can be so cruel, and we can also be, it's like leather and lace. We can be nice, and when you need help, people can be there to help you.
Yeah.
But when you're down like that, they can also be horrible to you.
Yeah, can you hear us?
I will say that
All right, let me
Dad is so caring. Even now, he is sitting on death row and can be executed this year, December 3rd. And he still does not worry about himself. He worries about how it's going to hurt us. How are we going to be okay if this happens to him? And that's how caring he is. It's not about him. He wants to make sure we're going to be okay.
Wow, that's what daddies do.
That is.
What
I love my daddy. He can probably hear me. Hey, Dad.
Have we got Gary patched through? Put him up here next to that thing where he can hear it. And all right, let me do it over here where we can all hear it. Maybe I can figure. Hello, Gary. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Gary. I'm doing fine, my friend. It's good to hear from you.
Well, it's good to hear from you. How's life been treating you?
Well, my life is good. Your life's the one I'm worried about, my friend. And I'm going to tell you, I'm holding this thing up that you made me and sent to me. I want to tell you that is one of my prized possessions, Gary. It really is a wonderful for you to do that for me. This thing you made me, it's such talented. It's so nice. I appreciate
I'm glad that you like it. I just wanted to do something. You were so good to my girls and stuff. Invited them in and stuff. You just seem like really a really nice and really stand up guy. And
Well, I appreciate that.
I think people somewhere along the way has just forgot to let people know that you appreciate it. You know, when people do stuff for you.
I'm trying to set this up here.
I was
Just
raised up, and I figured it ain't nothing on me. I piddled around on it for about a week and a half, a little more. You're going through the finish and everything,
right.
It wouldn't take me a lot long to done it if I'd had tools, but we don't have much tools here. Just a few little things, but.
Right. So you're talking to me, Gary, you're talking to me from death row, correct?
Yes.
I've got your brother sitting over here. I met your brother, Jimmy. He's sitting here right here with me.
Country now, my boy.
Well, yeah. We all
I don't know about all that.
We all country.
We're all country here. Don't worry about it.
We country is cornbread. And I got your beautiful daughter, Cassandra, here. She's sitting here talking with me tonight. You got a great family.
Yeah, I've always tell people when they used to, I had a nickname for years. People in here always called me country, and I said, you can call me country if you want to, because I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be country.
And I've got your wonderful girlfriend, Carolyn. She's here with me. But Gary, you've got a lot of support outside that really wants to help you, and I'm one of them, but it seems like the ball may be kind of rolling back your direction for a change. I know it's been rolling away from you for years and years and years, which is 30-something years. The ball seems like it's out of reach all the time. But Carolyn told me some good news that they're doing some more some stuff with you. Maybe get something going your way. Carolyn, is that right?
Yeah, I hope so. It's I've always said, I've told people, don't look at it as, think about it in a sense. What would you want if it was your brother or your father or one of your loved ones? Wouldn't you want someone to look at somebody's case? I mean, it's easy for the state to say, well, he was convicted of a jury of his peers, but they don't know what they heard.
That's right.
They don't know what they heard, and I've always told the lawyers or anybody that hears them say that. Well, ask them to show you just one little thread of evidence that I've committed any kind of crime. Ask them that. They can't show you that.
Right.
Because the person I'm laying here for was my best friend. People don't get that. I mean, I lost a good friend when I lost a guy that I'm here with. And not only did I lose a good friend, but I'm having to stand up and fight against it.
Right. Man, it's Gary, I know this is a hard question to ask you, but if you and I was friends sitting around somewhere, how does it feel? Tell me your emotions that since you've got a date. This is the first time you've ever had a date. Tell me how that feels. I can only imagine. I hope that's a fair question, Gary.
Yeah. I had one before in the COVID shut it down.
Right.
I breathed.
That's the only damn good thing about COVID, then.
But it's something that I don't think you could describe to somebody.
No.
Because I remember when the first time when I got a date set, and here's the best way to tell you. I remember I ain't gonna call his name, but another person here on death row recently told me a little while back, well, I wish they'd set me a date. I'm just tired of being here and all this stuff. I said, well, I tell you what, if you want one that bad, I wish I could give you mine because I sure don't want it. But I said, I'm going to tell you this, I believe you're lying because I've heard you ask people for help. And I said, I don't believe you'd be asking people for help if you truly believe that. And I said, I'm going to tell you this. When they set me a date, I can remember. It's just almost like you could feel something run up your spine. And it's like you can feel that old Grand Reaper jump out the top of your shoulders. And it's just something you can't describe to people. I mean, until you get in that position, it's just like living in this concrete box. You can tell somebody all day about what you go through and stuff, but they don't know until they go through it.
Nobody. There's not many people can go through what you are. I don't know if I would be a mental case, knowing.
Oh, some people are in here.
Yeah.
Some people, I'm talking about these guys in here that I'm around, Mike, that I knew from back to time they were young, has been here for decades.
Yeah.
That is just just lost it. I mean, they walk around and just mumbling this stuff that you can't even understand half the time. I'm thinking, wow. I spend most of my time at myself. I get up each day. I go over to Arts and Crafts. They've had her tools for a while. Luckily, just right after I got your clock done, I got it done first.
Wow.
They come in and talk about they wanted to fix another way, the way they hang them up and do them. And they've got them, and they've had them ever since. But luckily, I do a little painting, too. I do a little bit of acrylic painting, so I've been painting. I've got a bunch of paintings stacked up over there. I'm waiting to get her tools back so I can make some frames. But that's how I spend my day. I go over there, and I do. Woodwork's really my thing. I can take a piece of wood and do about anything with it.
Wow.
I like to go over and do a little woodwork, and I come in and fix me something to eat, fix me a cup of coffee, and I come to myself. And that's about it. I spend most of my time by myself, other than to go on to 2A, when you're at work.
Right. So we've been going over a little bit about this Charles Harlan guy. Gary, that seems to me like there's enough. I don't know what words to use here. I'm not an attorney, but I'm going to say it country way. There's enough holes poked in this damn case that something needs to be done. We live in the best country in the world. I've said this before.
Yeah.
With the best justice system. But that don't mean it's not imperfect. It's got some flaws in it. And there ought to be safety. That's right. There should be safety nets to prevent this from happening. And somehow or another, Gary, you missed every damn safety net they ever put out for you. I don't know how that happened. It's just
well, what happened? Here's what I think. What happened? My uncle had the district attorney of Sevier County, which his name was Al Smulcher. He had a long-standing history with my uncle. They had a lot of hate between them, and he hated my uncle so bad that I think he wanted to get him. And I think they developed a hate for me. I think just because he was my uncle.
yeah.
And I think that's how I really got caught up in it. But yeah, it's.
I think your daughter has went through some of that. Gary, I was talking to her earlier. It had to be hard on her never seeing her father outside of the jail cells, and that really hurts me right there just to think about it and what she's been through, and but she's done well. You be proud of your daughter. She's a pretty girl. She's a smart girl. She's done well in life, out on the outside, but inside she's hurting. That's why we need to do this somehow or another to get this pain to go away for the whole family. I mean, this girl and your grandkids shouldn't be coming to a darn pen to see their innocent grandfather in jail. Gary, I've done all I can do on my end. Hell, I'm just one person, but I will give you the microphone. I'll give your family this microphone anytime I can. I'll do that much for you, brother.
Well, I sure appreciate it. I appreciated everything that you've done.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've heard people say this. I remember I've had people to tell me, and I had somebody tell me once, well, I'm 100% for the death penalty, but this person said, well, I can't believe the stuff that I've seen on your case. I just can't believe it. He said, how does somebody ever get to death row? He said, ain't they laws set up? And there's, I don't know the law well enough. I'm uneducated to know exactly the
We
terms.
ain't supposed to know the law, Gary. We ain't supposed to know it.
There's certain things, Mike, that you got to have before you put somebody on death row.
Right.
I mean, you got to have evidence. I mean, how do you ever get to death row for laying here? And the guy that you're charged with killing is a person that you never, even all the years we were friends, we never had a harsh word between us. You can ask anybody that knew us, never had a harsh word between us, but yet here I lay with a date, execution date.
Wow.
You know,
it's just,
I don't know.
It's just, man,
it's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough.
It's killing me.
It's
I
tough.
mean,
it's tough.
If we can get you out of there, I can't do anything. I just want to be a part of it. So, you know, I use we, that's a very weak we on my part, but it's a damn movie. It's like we ought to be watching a movie. You know, at the end of this movie, Gary Wayne's going to come out, and him and his wife and girlfriend and children and grandchildren are going to live on happily ever after. But the damn end ain't got here yet, Gary.
Yeah. Well, you know, the guy you mentioned there, Charles Harlan.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what they done with him, Mike. When they brought him in, they literally took most of the morning sitting there with him on the witness stand, telling about what kind of high credentials this man had and stuff. And all of this, he's this, he's that. And the whole time they knew that he had been fired. He was under investigation for every kind of lie, every kind of fabrication, stuff that you would look. Everybody that he took to, I don't know of anybody that I found that he was on their case that didn't go back for a new trial but me. They took everybody back for a new trial.
And got it.
See, the thing of it is,
and everybody
he changed the time of death, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
He changed the time of death because they knew that I was around Tommy and my uncle on a Friday, and he changed the time of death. The own state's doctor that done the autopsy said, look, he couldn't have been killed no earlier than Sunday because he was in full rigor mortis. He had blotches on his skin. They were fresh blood. But they brought Charles Harlan in to change the time of death to back it up to the Friday before that so they could throw me in there.
Yeah, so they make their package work out better. That is sad.
Yeah, sure.
And it's sad because I back the police 100%. I do. I'm all for law and order.
Well, I mean, you
have to. But I don't know why any policeman.
No freedom without them.
That's right. You're exactly right, Gary. That's exactly right. But I don't know why any policeman will go along with this crap. Is there any of these guys, y'all jump in, anybody that's still alive that was part of that? They could say, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, why ain't they jumping up and down? You know, they're getting older too, Gary.
Well,
they ought to be.
A lot of these people, I think, go along with it, Mike, because it's their job. I've had police. You wouldn't believe it's police told me back while I was waiting to go to court. Gary, we know you didn't have nothing to do with this. We hate you're in this situation and stuff like this. I often tell people in here, Mike, sometimes people get mad at me because I stand up to police. And I tell them, I said, look, you know, in here you got people that's, you know, that really look down hard on police. Yeah. And I've always said this, and I tell guys in here, I said, look, you don't get it. Without police, you don't have no freedom. Yeah. I said, you got to have police to have freedom. I said, now look down on the ones that does the wrong.
That's right.
And lies and does stuff like that. They don't deserve to be in there. They need to be in a jail cell themselves before taking people.
You're damn right. But I don't know why some of them people that was a part of that back there, why you know, a lot of them probably didn't know it was all made up. But some of them, well, you know, they're conscious. Hell, you know, we're all getting older, Gary, and their conscience has got to be bothering these people. You know, I hope some of them is watching this show tonight can say, I've got to do something. You know, December 3rd is going to be here, you know, and my conscience, if I did that to someone, if I was part of a lie and a scheme, my conscience would kill me. Wouldn't it, Gary?
Yeah. Well, you know, Mike, they was two guys. I think we might have talked about it a little. Like somebody talked to you. There was two guys. These was two of the best guys. They were bailiffs. They were bailiffs on this case. You know, they brought me back and forth from the jail to the court when we was going to trial. And we would go out and sit and have lunches, and I'd eat with them and stuff. And I got to know them real good. They were just good officers, good Christians, solid earth guys, you know. And
normal people.
They knew what this detective was doing. I remember out there one day one of the bailiffs telling me, he said, boy, I hate it for you, Gary. He looked me right straight in the eye, and he said, Gary, I want you to know none of us believes you done this. But he said, I'm going to tell you this. He said, that detective, he said, you think he's lying against you? He said, you ought to hear some of the stuff that we say when we're taking people over to court. You ought to hear some of the lies that he sits there and tells on these other people. He said, that ain't nothing about what he's doing to you. He said, and this is what he told me. This is the very words he told me. He said, let me tell you what they used him for. He said he couldn't find somebody in a dim lit room. He said they used him when they've got a case like yours here where there's no evidence. They use him to go out and he forges, fabricates, said he has absolutely no morals whatsoever about anything that he does. He literally said on the stand, Mike, I remember when the lawyers was questioning him, it wasn't my lawyer, it was my uncle's lawyer. He was sitting there questioning him. He was asking him about these lies that he had done admitted to like 7 or 8 lies. And was sitting there sniggering, a big sniggering, and had a big grin on his face. And I remember my uncle's attorney asked him, he said, did I say something funny? He said, no. He said, well, what are you sitting there grinning for with a snigger to your undertone? He looked up the judge. He said, Your Honor, this man sat here and told about 8 lies back to back and admitted to them. And he's supposed to be a respectable lawman of this county. And you know what the judge said? Well, he said, they ain't nothing I can do about it. He said, if Mr. Winder wants to perjure himself like that, said he's the one's got to live with it, continue. And I'm thinking, I'm the one's got to live with these lies. But, that's another thing with the jury. The jury's supposed not to buy all this. But when you've got a jury that's stacked against you, it's like a stacked deck of cards. I don't know whether you play cards or not, but it's like playing somebody. It's like playing cards with somebody and they've got the deck stacked against you, and that's what they done even with the jury. They stacked the deck against me. Yeah. I don't remember remember the stuff I told you about the jury, but oh my God, it was unreal, the stuff about the jury. They've done stuff that we've never heard them do before.
I know it. I just found out from your brother that one of the witnesses said that they seen something going on up there. To make it work, they went up there and cleaned all the trees out so it could make whoever that was, make their evidence seem more, their testimony seem more credible. Now that right there is not right.
Well, another thing they done too, Mike, this is just, people don't believe, this is stuff that you see like in movies. Look, they took them poor little kids that was Tommy's nieces and stuff, and they went over it, they had a mock trial. They had a mock trial where they went in and shut the courthouse down, the courtroom down for like a week. So I remember we had like a couple of hearings to go in and have a hearing. And my lawyer told me, he said, well, we can't go this week. We'll have to put it off till next week or the following week. He said that the district attorneys are having a mock trial. And I said, what do you mean, what's a mock trial? What's that? He said, well, they're going over and they're having your trial. They're having a mock trial. He said, and they're putting their witnesses and stuff up. For instance, they're putting some of these kids up and different people. And I said, well, I don't understand that. I said, I thought when you got up on the witness stand, you're supposed to get up there and tell the truth about what you knew or what you've seen, that you're not going in there and the district attorney's having a mock trial. And I said, this ain't a play or something or some kind of movie script they're going through. I said, it seemed to me like he's teaching them to lie. He said, that's exactly what he's doing. He's telling them to cry on cue, to say it like this, say it like that. And this is how they're going to come at you, and I'm going to do it over and over till you get it right, and this is how I want you to do it.
Wow.
I said, that ought to be illegal, but that's just kind of stuff that they done, though, Mike.
Wow.
I mean, I had a stacked deck against me in every way possible.
You have. Has he talked to Heather?
And he can't get nobody to look at it. Can't get nobody to look at it.
I don't know why. Gary, I don't understand you. I hate to butt in on you. You know, you talk all you want. I don't know why you're not screaming. Hell, I'd be hollering, screaming. I'd be crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm tough, but I don't know. You put me behind cage like that and give me a date that I'm going to, Gary, my heart's out for you, but you one tough cracker. I got to tell you that, dude. You tough.
Well, in here, you have to be tough in here. I know this. I think I get my first fist fight 3 days. 3 days, I got locked up in Brussels Mountain. I'm just right out the yard.
Right.
I ain't never been one to run from a good old fist fight.
Nah, that's good for you.
I don't never start one. I've never tried to start one.
No.
But my brother will tell you there, if you put your hands on me, if you kick that can down the road, I'll kick it on down the road with you.
That's just how old souls are.
Yeah.
We're old school,
Oh, yeah,
Gary. That don't
I
make
stand
us
up
bad
high.
people. That don't make us bad
Yeah.
people just because we was raised in an era and a time. Because you and I are pretty same age. That's just how it used to be. Now they've teach you, no bullying, no fighting in school. And hell, look what the schools have come up with. Hell, they're just crazy. I agree with that. That don't mean anything. But I wish there's something we could do.
Sometimes.
Anybody else want to help me here with him? Or Carolyn? Heather, anything you want to say? Heather, are you still here?
I'm here. I'm
Who's
sorry,
there?
I was muted.
Heather, you know Heather?
Heather, my private investigator?
Yes. Yeah, she's on.
I don't hear her.
You probably can't hear her.
Gary,
I don't
No, I
think
can't.
he can't hear you, Heather. I'm sorry. We don't have a way to
will tell
patch
him I
it.
said hello.
She said hello. Are you hearing him, Heather? Can you hear what he's
Tell her I
saying?
said,
I can hear
hey,
you.
and tell her I said thanks so much for coming and showing up for me like that. It just means the world to me.
She's shaking her head. I think she's about to cry. It's
Well,
horrible.
Look, it means the world to me. She's been one of my best advocates.
We need more of them. What we need
Oh,
is
yeah, I mean,
somebody.
look-
What we need, Gary. This is my opinion. My opinion on it. Heather, you help me here. We need somebody. So, all right, now let's just slow down a minute. Let's stop. Let's back up. Let's take this date away. Let's do what they call a stay, and let's go back and look at this one more time. And I know their argument. Well, we do that to one, we have to do them to all. Well, the man's been on death row 35 damn years. Why are you in a hurry now? Come on, give the man.
I told him, give me a new trial. Give me a trial and sit down and convict me and show me the evidence that I've
That's
done
right.
something wrong.
That's
Don't
right.
want her to set me down beside of somebody and tell every lie under the sun. Sit down and bring the evidence for us that I've done something, and let's see where it goes.
Bring it on.
See where it falls.
That's right.
I tell you what I'm glad of. I'm glad, look, most of the people that's on my side, Mike, is women. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad of that. I hear people all the time. And here you got guys that they think they're so much stronger than women and stuff.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, look, you don't know what you're talking about. If it wasn't for women, I tell you what, the population wouldn't be what it is. I'll tell you this. You think you're big and you're strong and stuff. I think about giving birth. If it's up to a man to give birth, I tell you what, the population would shrink.
Wouldn't be none, would it? Well,
Sure wouldn't.
What I've always told these women is, when a woman having a baby while she's passing kidney stones is almost as bad as a man having a cold.
Amen.
I remember, and I told my brother this, I ain't going to say the full thing that she told me, but I can remember when I was like 10-year old, I'll never forget, I asked this woman, she was somebody that my uncle was dating, and I don't know who the father was to her kid, but I just remember she had a big old belly, she was pregnant.
Right.
I just remember I asked her as a 10-year-old kid, because, I don't know that much about it, and stuff. I mean, I'm a little more advanced than most 10 years olds are. I know about sex and stuff. But I just asked her, I was just kind of curious about it. I said, does it really hurt a lot to have a baby? And I'll never forget what she said. She said, would it hurt you to, what, a pumpkin, the pass a pumpkin out your backside, I don't know exactly she said it real rough, and I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, Lord, I probably shouldn't have asked that.
Well, did you get your answer, Gary? Did you get your answer?
Yeah, I got my answer. I'm telling you, women.
I want to come and see you. I had talked to Carolyn about this, and she said it was probably possible that I could come in one day down there and just have a conversation with you. Is that still possible? Would you be willing to do that?
Well, we can get it fixed up. I may have to. I need to get my list, a visitation list.
Get all that done.
Somebody and figure it out and stuff, and get you put on the list. But I'd love if you come down and sit and shoot the bull with you a little while.
I would. I'd like to meet you, and
I would too.
And maybe say a prayer with you, because we all need them.
Yeah.
We all do. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm looking at your family. I want you. You don't know me from Adam. We've only talked once before. But you've got a great family. You be proud.
Amen.
Am I right, Ricky?
You're amen, brother.
You got a great, beautiful daughter. You've got a beautiful girlfriend. You've got a brother sitting over here. He's pretty too. I'm just
me and you, Mike.
I didn't want to leave him out, but
like
you got
you.
But you got a great. I didn't want to leave him out, but you've got a great family. Don't ever not think that. These people out here love you, Gary, and
I know that they fought for me, Mike. And here's the thing.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Anybody that knows me, Mike, look, I got out and I ran the bar rooms. I got out and chased the girls and stuff back in my day when I was a young teenager.
That's normal.
But here's the thing that my family knows about me. Anybody that knows me will tell you I may be a lot of things. I may get out and fight. I may get out and drink and stuff like that and run them old mountain roads up there in East Tennessee. But one thing that my family does know, I was raised with some morals.
Yep.
And I was raised with one thing installed in me. I have never raised my hand to a female. Never. And I was taught to never do that.
No.
I never did.
I never was around that.
You didn't do that back in my day.
No.
It's more accepted today.
How old are you, Gary? How old are you, Gary? 63?
I'll be 61 next month.
Well, I'll be 63 my next birthday. You and I grew up in the same era. You know, I grew up on the west side of Tennessee. Been here my entire life. Been around the world, but I've always come home. You grew up on the east side of Tennessee, but we got the same morals. Everything you're saying, just like you're talking about myself. So you're talking to somebody. I just happen to have a microphone, but I'm just like you, Gary. I grew up in the same era. Same things went through.
You didn't do that.
No, you didn't.
You didn't
And a man's word.
It
You can remember when you shake a man's hand, look him in the eyes. Hell, I was
meant
just
something. It meant something.
It was right. I'll pay you Friday. Hell, they paid you Friday, or you paid them Friday. But them days are gone. Now everybody's Gary. I don't know, but we got to do something about your case. We do. I don't know what to do. But all I want them to do is just look at it. Just give it another set of fresh eyes.
Here's what I think's going on, Mike. Here's what I think's going on. It's like I was telling Carolyn. I think, it's such a hard time getting the governor, getting Bill Lee to look at it. I said, you got to remember, there's another side to this. You got to remember that Al Smulcher and the people that done this to me, they do not want none of this coming out about the stuff that they done. I said, don't think for a minute that they ain't on the phone, because he is a powerful man, Al Smulcher was.
That's right.
He was Attorney General.
What about the family of the people that you was accused of killing? Where are they at on all? Does anybody talk to them?
Well, they have, but I don't think for a minute. I believe, just like I told Carolyn, I believe you could hook them up to a lie detector test. They'd have one come up and say, if you ask them, do they think I done this? They would tell you no. But I believe they got belief. I believe they got belief that my uncle could have had something to do with it. And I think maybe he's dead and gone now. Maybe they've applied some of their hate toward me. But they know, especially his sister, Tammy Griffin. You know, she's the only other one that I got to know pretty good. She knows I'd never lay a hand on Tommy. When I first started out being friends with him, Mike, the friendship started out because I actually felt sorry for him. He'd been in a car wreck with his brother and had one of his legs below his knee cut off. And I started out feeling sorry for him. And by doing that, I just developed this, after years going by, developed this real good friendship. He was just one of them guys you could sit around and shoot the bull with, and he was real comical. Right. I mean, I'd get up I'd like sometimes my ribs are sore just sitting around drinking, and we'd always have an old grill going, cooking some steak or burgers or hot dogs or something, you know, and just develop this real good friendship. This is somebody that I would have never.
You have 1 minute remaining.
You know, most people will tell you, I'm the kind of guy, I'm not a...
You did hear that, didn't you, Gary?
Yeah, I did. It's fix it shut off.
Okay.
I'm one of them guys, not a very argumentative person anyway, though, but I never had a harsh word with him. We never had a harsh word with him.
Anybody want to say anything Gary, I hate to cut you off, but I want the family to say something to you, I'm sure, before you lose this. Y'all go ahead. Your daughter.
Right. I love you, Dad.
All right.
She said,
I love you and stuff.
Gary?
And that's my little girl there. I always called her my little angel.
I got one of them,
She's always been my little angel.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
I've got my youngest is 39, Gary, so I feel you. That's my little girl. They always be our little girls, right?
She used to sleep on my chest.
I seen them pictures.
She's a baby.
I seen them pictures. I got your brother here. Anything you want to say before I let him?
I'll come and see him Saturday for Lord's willing.
He's the one, me and him grew up him good up tighter than you could ever get. I mean, you didn't get no brothers.
Tight on the dog kick, huh? He said he'll see you Saturday.
We work together.
Thank you for using GTL.
All right, we lost him. Okay, well, there you go.
That's always terrible. Hearing that.
Yeah, I was trying to get everybody.
Leaving the jail or hearing that go off and it just cutting him off has always been.
Yeah. Carol, I'm trying to get to you.
That's all right. I talk to him all the time.
Okay. Well, ladies, there you go.
Thank
That was a conversation with Gary Wayne himself. I don't think he's done media conversations, has he? I don't think he's done any of them.
No.
And we kind of wondered about the last one we done, but it kind of went good. So nobody got in trouble over it. So I wanted y'all to hear his voice and hear the man talk himself. You hear the name Gary Wayne Sutton, and you can, if you don't put a face and a voice with it, that tells you there is a human being that's been accused of this. It's in jail. So I wanted you to hear the voice, and we put his face up too, to put a human being with that name. Does that make sense?
Yes. A lot of people don't.
No, they don't.
They see this as someone in death row. It's not their family.
Right.
It's not something that they have to go through on an everyday basis, or it affects them in their life. So it is just looked over. It doesn't bother them. So it's just another number.
I had a judge tell me one time, a good friend of mine, he's a judge, and he said, Mike, bad thing does happen to good people.
Yeah.
We always think it's the bad people have to say, no, bad things happen to good people. And that's what judges and juries and lawyers supposed to recognize. We need to fix this problem. If we got someone else, we're running out of time, but, was there somebody else that wanted to swap in? I haven't even took commercial.
Yeah.
I tell you what I want to do. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I know the show's supposed to be over by now, but we got a lot of people watching. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and because I do got to pay the bills. And then we get back, we'll finish up this conversation. I think we got who else we got coming in here, Carolyn?
Amy, Gary's niece.
Gary's niece wants to come in and have something to say. And don't go nowhere. Just get up and get you something to drink, and we'll be right back. Hey folks, it's Mike at the Mike Weatherford Show. I want to talk to you about something. During the holiday seasons, birthdays, anything, have you ever wondered, why am I doing this at my house, making the mess, and all these people tracking through my house? Paris Downtown Event Venue. It's right here next to the studio. That's your go-to place for all your parties, all your get-togethers, and just go have fun. That way you ain't got to clean the mess up at home. If you need that, call Jessica and talk to her about the Downtown Event Venue. Hey, it's your go-to place for all your party needs.
The Downtown Event Center is available for parties, meetings, or family get-togethers. The center comes with spacious seating and an area that will help make serving food easier. If you are having a birthday party, this is definitely the place for you. The Downtown Event Center is located at 107 South Brewer Street. Contact Jessica at 731-642-4992 to make your reservation.
Is your tank on empty? For best gas prices in town, fill up at 54 Fuel Mart, 1213A Westwood Street. And don't forget your other tank. Grab hot fried chicken, wings, pizza, and on Tuesdays and Fridays, the best fried fish around. Got a sweet tooth? We've got freeze-dried candies, candy bars, and more. Rainy day? Stay dry and use our drive-up window. Farmers? We've got your dyed diesel plus parking for big rigs. Open 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. If you're feeling lucky, play the lottery or grab a scratch-off while you're here. 54 Fuel Mart at the Westwood Y. More than just fuel.
Are you still undecided about your high-speed internet provider? Hey, it's Mike from the Mike Weatherford Show. Let me help you off the fence. TEC high-speed internet is what we use here at the studio, and let me tell you, it's flawless. From home to business, TEC got you covered. With upload speeds that match download speed, TEC leads the pack. Does your family play online games? How about security cameras and live streamers in your home? TEC, with their upload speed matching their download speed, it's as fast as clicking a button. When it comes to high-speed fiber optic internet, TEC is unmatched with quality and service all across the Mid-South. So do like I did. Go get you some.
Hey everyone, this is Jeremy Buckaloo reminding you to tune in to Sportscast with Jeremy Buckaloo live every Sunday night at 7:30 here from the Brewer Street Mafia Studios.
Seen something strange you can't explain? Let's dive into the mystery together. Heard noises that just don't sound normal? You're not alone. Share your story with us. Join us Saturday, February 7th, 5 p.m., Golden Pond Distillery, Cadiz, Kentucky. Meet Martin Groves, retired cop and star of History Channel's Monster Quest. He's got wild tales to tell. Discover Martin's encounter with the legendary beast of LBL, a story that will chill your bones. Also hear Steve Causey, author of the LBL Massacre, unveil dark history and haunting stories. Meet others who've witnessed strange sights or unexplained sounds, all ready to share. Bring your story, whether spooky or strange. This is a judgment-free zone to be heard. Is it wise tales? Or is there truth behind these eerie encounters? You decide. Mark your calendars, bring a friend, and uncover the unknown. Ready to join us?
Hey, folks, don't forget, coming up February 7th, 5 p.m., right up the road in Cadiz, Kentucky, at the Golden Pond Distillery. Have you seen a Bigfoot? Have you heard something? Anything. You don't have to live in LBL. You can just be anywhere. If you want to tell your story, we're going to have the people there to tell your story, too. They got stories to tell. Martin Groves, Discovery Channel, is going to be there. He's going to tell you his story, what he run into. Steve Causey, author of the book, The Beast of LBL, he's going to be there telling you his story. And other people is going to be there. But we want you to show up. It's free. Distillery's even got a special liquor coming out called The Beast Between the Beast Between the Rivers. I'll get it out in a minute. The Beast Between the Rivers. It's a special limited edition they're going to be having there too, and they're going to have their distillery open. We want you to come February 7th, 5 p.m., Cadiz, Kentucky, which is just a hop and a skip from here where I'm at. Look it up on the map. It's not that far, and I want you to join us and tell your story if you've ever run across anything. They're trying to prove it to me because I had these guys on my show, and, you know, I just kind of deal with facts. I'm an outdoorsman. I'm in the woods all the time, and I have never seen anything, but they always remind me they didn't find the great apes till the 1920s. So anything's possible. So they're going to be up there February 7th, 5 p.m., Cadiz, Kentucky, Golden Pond Distillery. Make your plans to join us. Also, don't forget, right here live on the Mike Weatherford Show next week, I got Lauren Pinkston. She is an independent running for governor of Tennessee. Is she poised to break the two-party mold in Tennessee? Can she do it by being an independent? And will and can she be the first woman governor of Tennessee? She's going to be live in the studio next week with me and talking to me, and I'm going to find out what made a woman want to get up and run for governor and why she's doing it as an independent. It's going to be a great show. It's coming up next week, Tuesday, right here on the Mike Weatherford Show. And don't forget, over at Sportscast Live with Jerry Buckaloo, Henry County, pride on the rise. Caden Marshall, a Patriot hometown hero, journey to Dallas. He's going on. He's committed. We're going to find out all the great stuff about Caden Marshall, a local Henry County guy that's made it big time. He's going to be live in the studio with Jeremy. We're going to find out his journey, where he's going, what it's about, and what he thinks about everything coming up. Coming up Sunday, January 25th, 7:30 p.m., Sportscast Live with Jeremy Buckley. Don't miss it. If you ain't done it yet, follow him. He's always got great guests on his show. And don't forget, going on at the Tennessee Informer, losing your job for telling history. Are you safe from cancel culture? Joshua Dogrell, I can't figure out his name. I guess that's how you say it. It's hard to say, well, country boy like me. He's going to be live in there with Dave Monday, January 26th, 7 p.m. He's going to be talking about how he lost his job for telling his history. Hey, that's going to be a great show. It could happen to anybody. So you need to join Monday, January 26th, 7 p.m. over at the Tennessee Informer and hear about this tragedy, if you want to call it that, of a guy that lost his job. Hey, TEC, the sponsor of the Mike Weatherford Show. Hey, that's what you're watching us right now on TEC's fiber optic internet. I'm going to tell you a little secret right here. If you already got your TEC internet, you know how great it is. I don't have to sell it to you. But what I want you to do is sign up your family, your friends, and your neighbors. Every person you sign up gets you a month free. That's right. All you got to do is sign up your family and your friends, and you get a month free. Here's the great part. I made them tell them, no limit. If you can sign up 24 people, you get 2 years of free internet. Hey, that's going to be ending pretty soon. So look, if you haven't done it yet and you're already a member of the TEC family like I am, go ahead, get you the fastest fiber optic internet around all across the Southeast. This is the great internet. We use it right here. I wouldn't be talking about them if I didn't believe in their product. If you haven't signed up, go ahead and sign up. Get your internet. Tell your family and your friends how great it is, and get them to sign up and get you a month free. That's the best thing you can ever do right there, get your internet free. Hey, that's TEC high-speed fiber optic internet. Go get you some. Hey, don't forget the Peddler Advantage. Place your 20-word classified to run for 4 weeks for only $10. Can you believe that? And they serve 9 counties. You know what else is in there? Every issue has got myparishtv.com. The Mike Weatherford Show, Tennessee Informer, Sportscast Live with Jeremy Buckley. All the great shows are listed right in there when you go pick up your Peddler. It's everywhere. You got something to sell? 20-word classified runs for 4 weeks for $10. What a deal. Hey, go get your Peddler. Look at all the great items they got for sale, or put your items in there for sale. But also remember, myparishtv.com is all listed in the guide. Mike Weatherford Show. Hey, don't forget, the Mike Weatherford Show, we're simulcasting live Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, you name it, we're out there. All you got to do is go find us. I'm going to tell you something else. Go to www.myparishtv.com. Find out all the great shows going on at Kill Media and the Brewer Street Mafia. You won't be disappointed. All right, we've been sitting here talking. I just got off the line with Gary Sutton. He is on death row. Got a date coming up December the 3rd, and we're trying all we can to get this case reheard, rehashed, or at least looked at with a magnifying glass, because there's a lot of discrepancies in this, and we want to make sure that this man is getting his fair trial. And also, while you was gone to commercial break, and I'm hoping you're buying the products that I'm selling, because it's what keeps me alive on this show, we've been joined by Amy King. I believe she is the niece of Gary Sutton. Welcome to the show. I'm going to scoot you up to that microphone. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
You
How
look
are
a little
you?
nervous, but it's okay. Just a conversation.
Okay.
You heard your uncle talking a while ago.
Did.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
It's very good.
So
I love hearing his voice.
It is. It is. You're young enough. You've your whole time knowing your uncle. He's been on death row, correct? The whole time.
I was gonna say mostly. I mean, I get to remember, spending some time with him on the outside.
Right.
When we were young.
It's horrible, ain't it?
I was gonna say it is. I was gonna say we were really close.
I'm sure you probably went through some of the same thing his daughter did, being kin to him.
I did.
All the same stuff. That's horrible. How
my first fight ever at school, because I never was one to fight or nothing like that at school. Was over my Uncle Gary.
Right. Well, I mean,
it's horrible what the family, has to go through. Gary's suffering. Yes, he's very suffering. The man has lost 35 years of his life and on death row. But it's the people on the outside a lot of times that people don't realize how they suffer, and people can be so cruel. I said this earlier. I had a judge tell me this, Rick, and you can vouch for this. Good things happen to good. Yeah, bad things happen to good people.
Every day.
It happens sometimes.
It happens 5 seconds ago.
Exactly right. We want to make sure that this is not what's happened on this case. So we're trying to give it all the publicity we can, excuse me, to get this man an opportunity. He's got a date.
We have begged everybody. Anybody that will listen to us, that won't listen to us, will leave messages, beg them. We're not asking for you to even just believe us. Because, of course, you get people saying, well, you're his loved one. Of course, you're going to believe him. Or, of course, you're going to think he's innocent. We're asking you to look at it yourself. Don't believe just what we say.
Look at the evidence.
Look at the lack of the evidence. Yeah. You look at it yourself. Anybody that's ever actually took the time and looked at his case always end up shaking their head and like, how? How did this get anywhere?
I don't know where this come from. I got a little monitor where you met Dana in the back. She's my media girl. She does a great job, don't she?
Yes, she's great.
She looks at all the platforms we're on, and she finds comments here and there. She'll put them on here. And somebody said that Charles Harlan determined this case by looking at slides he was given. He never saw the bodies. There's no evidence, no DNA, no ballistic, no witnesses.
Yep.
Wow. That's.
See, I always thought he went out to the site and he checked the body and all this.
He didn't. He didn't.
Oh, Lord.
Just by photos. And you knew that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
That's what somebody just said.
No, I did not know
that.
I'm
just what they're putting on here. I don't know if they're facts. That's just what I heard.
And it could be something that is undisclosed to us.
Yeah.
But to my knowledge, I thought everything was supposed to be disclosed. There was no slides admitted in evidence.
Right.
So did he even look at slides?
Well, the man's discredited to me.
I
think all the viewers out there, remember this. This man that they hinged the case on, this medical examiner, was proven to be a liar, a fraud. He was disbarred, and a lot of his cases was turned over because of his evidence that he given. What if he did that to Gary? What if it's the same man? And that's what I can't believe, Jimmy and Cassandra and Amy, why Gary's case has not been, this man is been proven to be a liar, a fraud, and other people's had their cases overturned. Why
overturned on account of this Harlan? On account of Harlan.
Why has Gary's not been even questioned? Because that's what are they? There's got to be something that we're missing.
We have our thoughts, but
I understand. Everybody's got an opinion, but there's got to be someone out there listening. If you're a retired attorney or if you're an investigator and Heather needs the help, I'm sure anybody out there that would read this case and could see this man needs help because he's got a date.
Yes.
Like I said before, I love living in America. I've been around the world. I've seen a lot. There's no better place on earth than the United States of America. And we got the best justice system they are, but it's not perfect. And there's safety nets and there's checks and balances for cases like this. But from what I'm reading, what I'm seeing, and what I've heard, Gary Wayne Sutton has missed every net that's ever been put out for him, and nobody checked checks and balances for this man.
Well, they was 87. He had 87 motions. 87. Think of this, 87 motions. And he won one motion. One motion out of 87, and they was fighting back and forth, him and the lawyers and going on. Well, they was taking a little bit of time of doing this, and he said, "Well, this is just taking too much time up." He said, they went through a few, and he denied them. He said, "Let me just take these home with me. I'll go through them, and I'll let you know tomorrow what I will grant him. So that's like, hey, I'm not going to have nobody arguing with me over these motions, what he ought to have or not.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to side with myself.
At home.
He comes back I don't know if it's the next day or not, but I'll say the next day. Next time we was in court. He comes back and he says, yes, I've granted him one. He could wear his street clothes to the courtroom.
One out of the 87.
Out of 87 motions.
Wow. There's something.
You don't think this is one-sided in the courtroom?
Yeah, there's something going on. I can't. Help me out here, Ricky. I don't know. That just don't sound.
Well,
right.
that many.
It's the second time we went over this, and I still had the same opinion.
Well, I do too. 87 motions. That's you're gonna get one where your street clothes.
Yeah. There's got to be one more. Motion.
Did he have competent lawyers, or were they court appointed?
Well, we had one lawyer to tell us straight up and straight out. He just sat us down and told us. He said, now listen, I will fight to an extent. He said, but if I have to step on people's toes hard, he said, I'll back off. He said, because I have to work in this town.
Gotcha.
And he said, if I do this and step on people's toes hard, he said, I'll not be able to work in this town. I'll never get a favor, and everybody will look down their nose at me. I guess other lawyers and judges and
I would be right opposite. I'd want to be the damn one that got a man. Yeah. I mean, what kind of crap is that? I mean, you would get a better name if you did that. Well,
that's what I said.
Okay, thank you. I thought I was crazy. Hell, I'd want. I'm always.
Well, you want to be the attorney.
Yeah,
to get
I always
off.
come in sideways.
You would think this. You would think this. I don't know. But I believe he knowed in his heart.
Gary was innocent.
He knowed in his heart Gary was innocent. But
he didn't know if
I think he knowed this way. He's convicted one, and they was going to convict him on this one because.
I heard that if they separated the two, if they had separated Gary from his uncle, they both
had to let him go.
They'd had to let Gary go, and that was one of the motions he tried to get him to separate, and the judge wouldn't do it.
Judge stood up. I remember this like it was yesterday, and I'll quote exactly what the district attorney said. He said, Your Honor, this would be a nightmare if you done this, because we would have to let Mr. Sutton go because we've not got one shred of evidence on him without his uncle.
Wow. Is that written down somewhere in the minutes of the court?
We can't find it nowhere. I think that was off the record, and it is not written down nowhere. But we have got people that sign stuff. And I think Heather's got it. People that's got signed stuff that heard it.
It was in that courtroom.
That was in the courtroom that heard it.
Darn, Ricky.
Usually a court recorder would have taught that.
Unless they said off the record.
Right, off the record.
Well, the judge did say a lot of times over there, this is off the record.
But still, everything got to be on the record.
Ricky, put me or you one in this predicament. You hear that. You're up on trial, right?
Right.
And they say, or say me and you're on trial, and I'm going to use you for the good guy this time. You're never the good guy, but I'm going to make you the good guy.
You're like me. We're both
We're kind of shady sometimes.
We are.
We're good guys. We're shady. And they said, we can't separate Mike and Ricky because we don't have enough evidence on Ricky. We have to turn him loose. Well, damn, that's what courts do, right? Where am I missing, Ricky?
That's like putting a man on a horse and pulling out the rope.
That's right.
You already hung him before we get away.
I don't understand that right there. I got that. That's deep.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's not justice.
No, if
let's try somebody by association with somebody.
Yeah, but hold on a minute, Jimmy. I hate to butt in on you. Forgive me, but I can't get past that. He said the district attorney, the prosecutor, exact words said, Your Honor, that would be a nightmare if we separated these two and tried them separate. We'd have to turn
Mr.
Garrett
Sutton
loose because we don't have no evidence.
He said, Mr. Sutton.
Well, that ought to
Mr. Sutton loose. I remember it, and I thought myself, well, now that right there has got to be something.
That's the case.
I thought that's got to be something.
He said there's no evidence.
And then we looked up, by trying somebody by association is against the law. So we thought, well, we got something here.
I'm getting a headache.
It didn't happen.
That's
And
crazy.
I want to say another thing. And I was watching this. I was watching this over there. Now in court, this was in court the other day. We was there. The judge says you can't have a trial on Sunday. It's against the law. It's against the constitutional right, whatever they have. Well, they had one for Gary on Sunday.
He was convicted on
On Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
On
was
a
it?
Sunday.
The jury and all was in
Yep,
there on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
Huh.
Yeah.
Called everybody in on Sunday.
I've never heard of a Sunday.
No,
That you said
Hey,
that.
have
I
you,
don't know. It was
I
a
want to
law.
ask you another thing.
Right.
Have you ever heard of a judge having a whole jury picked? And he says, well, I don't think we're going to get a jury out of this. And the only thing he liked was one alternate having a whole jury. He had a whole case sitting over here full, but he says, we're not going to get a jury out of this, so I'll tell you what, we're just going to dismiss all this. I will pick his jury. Personally myself will pick his jury.
But yet, everyone wants to say he had a jury of his peers because, supposed to, your defense team picked them.
But he didn't. He didn't
Is that
have a jury.
legal?
I don't think it's legal.
I'm
I've never heard tell of
We've
it.
Googled, read law books, and everything that we're reading.
Has you ever
No,
got-
it's not.
Is any lawyer ever told you they heard of that in the forward?
Never
They
seen it.
never
Never
heard of
seen
it.
it.
Never.
Never seen it.
Did
They say this, that it ain't against the law, that he could do that if he really wanted to, but it's never been heard of.
Wow. Did his attorney kind of push back on that?
I think so. Because I kicked on that a lot. I said, this is not right because you didn't pick your peers. Somebody else did.
Yeah.
But I may back up here just a minute. I'll tell you something. Let me back up here just a little bit. This lawyer that he had over there, he'd never tried a murder trial. Okay? And they say that you've got to have a man that's at least set in on a murder trial because he knows what he's doing.
I thought it was a death penalty was at stake.
Yeah, a death penalty.
I
A
got you.
death penalty.
Yeah,
A
that's
death
right.
penalty
That's right.
trial.
I
A death
got you. I'm
penalty
with you.
trial.
I'm with you. We're on the same
Okay?
page.
And he says, I can't do this. He said, I've never even sat in on one. He said, so legally I can't do this. He said, well, you're going to stay. And he says, well, I don't really want to. I'd rather be excused. And he said, oh, you're going to stay. He said, I'll see to that. Okay. He said, well, what can we do here? He said, because I really don't want to stay on it. And he said, I'll tell you what. He said, if you feel bad about this, he said, if I give you a professional jury picker, will you stay on this case? He said, that makes me feel a lot better. He said, I believe I could probably try it then. So he gave him a professional jury picker. And then he said he couldn't find a jury because arguing too much and calling too many people in. Then he took the jury picker and picked them himself.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
What year did this trial happen?
94?
When he got the death?
Yeah,
96?
93.
It was 1996.
I get dates mixed up. Bad.
96.
That wouldn't go on
1996.
today. Everything you've told me, I don't think is, especially with social media and the way things are nowadays.
They told us to stay away from the media.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The lawyers did.
Yeah.
His lawyers even said, stay away from the media. If you don't, they'll mess everything up.
It can't happen. It can't happen. I agree.
They'll muddy the water.
It can.
But now they tried the case in the media.
Obviously, they always
tried
do.
the case in the media.
I would have had it.
Y'all seen
That's what I was going to say. This day and time, with the way things are this day, 2026, I don't think all that would have went on, and they would have probably moved the trial out of East Tennessee.
They should have. They should have.
Probably moved it to a different town.
They should have moved it at least 100 miles away.
Well, yeah, because if it was beat up in the media, which it was when two people was murdered like that, and we've never
every week.
Yeah, it's all in the newspaper. And and how would you find a jury that would?
Well, I want to ask you this. I don't know if you know Blount County. Do you know Blount County?
I know where it is. I'm not.
Okay.
I hunted up there.
It's a pretty good sized town.
It's a big one.
Do you know where Townsend's at?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Townsend,
I want
Kodiak,
to ask you something.
Ware Valley.
I want to ask you something. If you had some jury, would you take them from right there in Blount County, where there's all kinds of motels to put them up in? Would you take them and ride them plumb to Townsend every day? Every day. And they told them that's where the murder happened up there. And they would go by and they would talk about this right over there where that murder happened, remember? Yeah, that's right there down where it's at. And they'd show one another. And they'd say, did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that?
They took them that long route just to drive them past that every day.
Yeah, this needs a new trial. At least to stop this this date, execution date. Let's pull that out.
Let me tell you another thing.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you another thing. I'll tell you hundreds of things.
You're
okay.
fine.
They said in the Blount County trial, said, now we're not going to, they made a ruling that Sabria County trial couldn't be brought into this because of some kind of facts, a fraud header. Okay. They brought bags in, big paper bags that high. They brought them in like a desk like this right here. They brought them in and they set them up. Sabria County trial, Sabria County trial, Sabria County trial. Okay. What was that telling them? And they done said that they done won a motion. They couldn't bring them in. They couldn't bring Sabria County trial into that.
I don't.
But they set all this up and said Sabria County trial evidence. Sabria County trial evidence.
Now here's some more stuff that I don't know. This is just what they're sending me up front. I can't verify none of this. Okay. Somebody said the state's attorney's wife was on the jury.
Not that I know of that.
Okay, that's just what they said.
No, but now on a jury.
Somebody else said they was in the courtroom and heard what they say the judge said. So what y'all are telling is somebody's backed that up and said that's true. That did happen.
Well, now there was a Griffith on the jury. On one of the juries was a Griffith, and there was a lady talking to her, and somebody said, "Hey, I saw that lady right there talk to one of the jury members while Yuns is having trial," and then a big old
somebody
discussion.
says that the state attorney's wife was an appeals judge. I don't know how that ties into this. That's just stuff I'm getting right here. You can see my monitor.
No. One of the lawyers.
She was not on the jury. They're telling me now. She was.
She was one of the state's attorneys down there,
That's right.
and Gary got a new trial. Within 7 days, it's turned over, and she's the one that flipped it. And and her husband is one of the. I think he's a lawyer there in Suburban, but I think he's also a judge too.
Wow.
In Sabria County.
You know, this needs to be heard. What can we do as a viewers and as human beings? What do we need to do? What do you want us to tell these viewers to do?
Well, I would like to have a new trial. I would like for him to have a new trial.
Where can they go? Though? What do we need them to do? Do we need them to do? Call someone? Who do you want these people to go?
Call the governor's office. Share it on every social media. We have to get loud.
Yeah.
If people doesn't hear it and speak up,
talking to anybody
this could happen
in Sabria
to your
County
family.
Wouldn't help anyway.
No.
Not any official in Sabria County.
It's got to go to the governor's office. Do y'all have a website or something where people can go and get information? Is there anything like a free Gary? Anything
www.justice
do we have that in the back,
Wayne Sutton.
Kevin, the producer? Do we have that information right there? Tell me what's on this place right here. JusticeForGaryWayneSutton.com. They can click that, sign a petition. I can see, and you can read the story. Right? Is everything written on there? Is that the right place to go?
There you go.
Okay, here we go, right here. JusticeForGaryWayneSutton.com. I want y'all to go, the viewers. I want you to go there, find that website right there, get on there, and read the story. I'm sure there's a lot of information on there, and sign the petition. If you believe in a death penalty or not, I do believe in a death penalty, but I want to make sure that it's for the right people, and all the safety nets have been done. I don't think this man right here is.
And where's the judges at? It says like this: I would rather turn 100 men loose
to hang one man.
One innocent man.
That's exactly. I agree.
Where's them judges at today?
Well, they're there. We just got to get the right word. We just got to get this. We got, like she said,
I think we got one over in Blount County right now.
Yeah.
I think he's a fireman.
Right.
Praying.
I can't remember his name. I wished I could.
Yeah.
Dugan, right?
Dugan. I don't remember his name.
Most judges, most lawyers, most policemen are great people.
Yeah.
They do a great job. Even your brother and your uncle and your dad said that.
Yeah.
We got all law and order.
Yeah.
It's like any other profession. It takes just one or two. The whole damn thing goes.
To learn people.
And I think most of our judges, all of them are great Christian, God-fearing people that's got a hard job to do. And sometimes they make mistakes, but I'll say it again. There's checks and balances and safety nets. And for some reason, Gary Wayne Sutton has fell through the safety net. He's fell around all the checks and balances is supposed to be there for his man. Is not fell up. So what I want you to do, put that website up one more time before I let these people go. Kevin, I know, but that's least of my worries is how hard you have to work tonight because this man's life is in danger. I want you to go to this website. Do me a favor. Because Mike asked you to do this. Go to Justice for Gary Wayne Sutton. Sign that petition. No matter how you feel about anything, it don't matter right now. We're past all of that. Let's make sure, because look, I can't say this enough. December the 3rd of this year, 11 months from now, less than 11 months from now, he's got a date to be executed. Let's make sure, if you're a law and order man like me, let's make sure that Gary Wayne Sutton is not an innocent man.
And for anyone that wants to keep up with the case,
that's right.
Carolyn has made a TikTok page, and she has been keeping everyone updated. And she's got someone called Mama T, is it Poppy? Pappy. So I'm not good with TikTok or social media like they are.
I'm good. Watch this. Kevin, do this. That's how good I am.
But
I got a whole crew behind me. Go
they're
ahead.
amazing. Social media is such an amazing thing. And so they are keeping everyone updated. So anyone that is listening to this, y'all go, what is the TikTok name?
Write it on my page. Find it.
Carolyn's back there, and she can get it right.
They'll put it right on my site.
But for anyone that's wanting to follow that and wanting to help, call the governor's office. Get on there. It is very interesting because all the little stuff that can't be said tonight. Yeah. She talks about it all the time.
Every Monday.
We have so many people that's following the story that is helping us in so many little ways. Mama T, someone that I have never known, is trying so hard to help my dad. Pappy, he is so funny. I've talked to him on TikTok, and when you haven't met, I mean, even when I've talked to you, when you haven't met them, you can't put a face to it, but it is amazing. And I'm so thankful for the
There's
people.
a lot of good people out there.
Yes.
You know, the good Lord would have done come back and wiped this earth clean if it wasn't for good people.
I'd like to say.
Go right ahead, sir.
Gary's lawyer in Sevier County, he come to me, when I was in talking to him one day, in there, he says, Jimmy, I want to tell you something. He said, I don't want to see you go to jail. And he said, I want to tell you something. He said, I know you probably won't lie about nothing. He said, I'm not saying that. He said, but don't even change it to a different, like you tell something, you might tell it in a different way. That's the same thing, but you tell it in a different way.
I got you, yeah.
He said, don't do that. He said, because they'll twist that around to try to charge you with perjury.
Right.
And ruin your credibility.
Yeah.
He said, don't let them do that to you.
Don't go down that rabbit hole.
He said, but I'm going to tell you something. He said, now listen. I said, well, what about them when you're doing all that motions and all? What about them when that lawyer, when that detective told all them lies? I said, why didn't they charge him? He said, well, I'm going to tell you something. And he said, that's going to blow your mind. He said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, that is a state's witness, and they're not, and he's not going to charge his own witness. I said, well, I don't understand. I said, I thought that anybody could charge somebody with perjury if he was lying and he was caught up in the lie. No, No, the district attorney is the only man can charge a man with perjury.
Well, he's
And
not going to cut his nose off Spidey's
that's
face.
exactly right.
I got you.
Now, see, that ain't right
No, it
because
ain't.
he don't care to lie and
Yep,
get caught in it.
Yep.
Nobody's supposed to be above the law.
You're not. You're not.
Well, he is.
Yeah, well.
They're making it that he can be.
I understand. I can see the passion, and Gary Wayne Sutton has got one thing that a lot of people in death row don't have. That's a great family behind him.
You're right.
Oh, well, thank you.
I can tell you that because this man right here is passionate.
Yeah, he is.
Y'all haul, and that's great, dude. Don't hold back.
Don't stop now.
Don't stop because we need that.
We was told by an officer.
Yeah.
He was a DEA agent.
Right.
Yeah, we was told by him. He was one of the guards at the door, and I guess less than half the trial was due. And he said, "You don't worry about your brother." He said, "He's coming home." He said, "Cause I've heard a whole lot more than they're telling in there already." And he said, "They let them go home." He said, "So you don't have to worry about this." So that made me feel a little bit good. And then at the end of it, he said, "Well, it's over." And he said, "He's going to be coming home, convicted."
35 years later.
Convicted.
Wow.
We've always thought that
and
something's going to get overturned.
And this officer said, no way they could find him guilty. They ain't proved one thing.
I understand.
Not one thing.
I understand.
We are very passionate about this because we love Dad. We love him, and we know that he's sitting in there for something that he did not do. And we go down to see him, and we have seen him sit there my whole life. I've seen him sit there for something that he didn't do.
What town is that prison in? Exactly.
It's in Nashville.
In Davidson
County.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Davidson County.
Well, folks, I'm going to have to let y'all go. Are y'all going back to East Tennessee tonight? Or y'all
No. I'm going to try to stay. If the snow holds out, I'm going to try to stay and go see him Saturday.
Great. Yeah, it's got some snow
Well,
that
I've
way.
had heart attacks and stuff, and it's hard for me to drive back and forth.
It is. Well, I appreciate you coming in.
And I had a Widowmaker, so it's a bad one.
It is. That's why.
You know.
We appreciate you having us on.
No, I appreciate y'all coming.
Just showing Dad the support and just listening to us, putting us out here.
Yeah.
Anything helps, and we
It
are
all
very
helps.
appreciative.
It takes a village.
It sure does. And we thank you for being our village.
Oh, well, no, I just got a microphone. You know, I'm sitting here thinking, and people that knows me, I grew up, like I said, on the west side of town, which is known to be the bad side of town. You know, and some friends that I grew up with over there, they went to the pen, place like that. And I'm sitting there thinking, that could have happened to me.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because the people that I knew, the people I run around with back in the day when I was younger, you know, and until you've been there and understand what I'm saying, I hope y'all understand. I'm not a bad guy, I'm not saying that, but I grew up on the side of town to where I knew there was people like that in my area, and the people that knew me growing up and said, "Yeah, Mike's right. An innocent man is in death row."
But something happened around the corner, and you're the only one standing around. I said, "Well, right here's the man that probably done it. Here he's staying."
That's what I'm trying to say.
And I got you.
That's what I'm trying to say is I'm putting myself in Gary Wayne Sutton's place. That could have happened to me, or folks, it could have happened
anybody.
to you. You, my viewer, that could happen to you. If you're watching this thing, well, hell, he's guilty as hell. They all claim to be innocent. Yeah, I give you that. They all say they're innocent. What if one is? What if Gary Wayne is?
What if it happened to them or their family?
How are they going to feel when they get and they meet Jesus and they have to tell Jesus, "Hey, I know I was wrong. I was living wrong. I was doing wrong." Well, so was Gary Wayne Sutton. Was a good man. Got executed. All right, folks, I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate you. I really do.
We thank you for having us.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I don't know y'all, but y'all feel like I've known you my whole life now.
I know. You're stuck with us. You're family now.
That's great. Hey, you never can. I want this kind of family.
Stand by you, brother.
You're damn right.
All in the family.
I've got friends in East Tennessee. We go up to East Tennessee. I know a lot of area up there. I've killed bear over in North Carolina around Fontana. You know where Fontana is?
Oh, yeah.
I've hunted over there. I got friends up in that area. I don't want to say their name. Hell, they might be outlaws too. I don't know. I'll tell you their names off the air. But and I do. You probably know these people, but I come up there quite often. And maybe one of these days, Dana and I's up in that area. I'll reach out to y'all and we can eat supper together.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm just a common guy that happened to have a microphone.
Oh, there's been a lot that we met down here. It's helped out stuff. They come up there and we go out to eat.
That's what I want to do. Because, you know, like I said, I'm a law and order man. So this man sitting right here. This man right here is a vice president of Pepsi Cola.
There you go with that crap.
Vice president of Pepsi Cola.
That's right. He is right there. He don't like me to say that, but he is.
Yeah.
And he's my good friend, and he's just a common guy like we are. He's running for commissioner over in Carroll County. What district?
Put me on the spotlight.
What district?
9th district.
9th district.
I'm on.
All right. Carroll County people, we got to put this man on the county commission. Everybody loves Ricky Price. He's a good friend of mine. Him and I, he sat over here, and him and I have been through a lot of shows doing stuff like this, and he's a great guy, and people don't realize that, but Pepsi, he is the vice president of Pepsi Cola.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine and a great guy, and he'll tell you, he's a little older than I am, but he'll tell you that bad things can happen to good people.
Right.
And we do make mistakes in this country.
I'm telling
I don't want to live nowhere else.
There's people out there that says, well, they're in jail.
Yeah.
And if they wasn't guilty,
no, that's not true.
Why would they put them in jail?
That's not true.
You know, but you
they're
can't get a lot of
crap.
people that ain't had any dealing with the law and everything else and see stuff that can go wrong.
Let me tell
they
you
believe
something.
that.
Let me tell you something, Jimmy. I got a speeding ticket one time when I wasn't speeding. I swear to God, I wasn't speeding.
I've got stuff like
but
that.
But my
too.
father told me, he said, son, just take that, and for the times you speed and didn't get caught.
Yeah.
You know, everybody. Y'all made me part of y'all's family, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody comes on my show. You know you're in the Brewer Street Mafia Studios, right? You've heard that going on. This is the Brewer Street Mafia Studios. And everybody wants to know, are we part of the Mafia now? Well, I think y'all are good people, even though y'all's got one leg along the other up in East Tennessee. We're flatlanders around here.
Yeah.
I'm going to make each one of y'all members of the Brewer Street Mafia. Give that to her. You can read it. Whichever one of y'all's got the best eyes, read the back of it. It tells you you're official members. Read what it says.
Official
members.
Yeah, official members of the Brewer Street Mafia.
And what else does it say on the back?
The Mike Weatherford Show.
There you go. So y'all can keep that, because I'm going to tell you how valuable that is now. If you take that and 5 pennies, you've got a nickel.
Okay, I'm too gullible for stuff like that now. I was like, where am I taking this?
That is yours. You keep that.
That is a keepsake.
And you are part of the family now. And I want to put that up one more time. My producer back there, put it up one more time. No, he won't. He'll do it. He's glad to help too. Get a hold of this guy. Find that place. Justice for GaryWayneSutton.com. Sign the petition. Read about it. And do your part. If you're a law and order man like me, I've got Back to Blue all behind me, sitting up here behind me. I do Back to Blue, but I am smart enough to know that sometimes there's mistakes, and let's make sure this ain't one of them. So, Justice for GaryWayneSutton.com. Sign the petition. Help this family. You've met the family. I brung the family, her brother, the daughter, the niece. I brung everybody but Gary, and by God, if I could get him, I would. I've talked to him, but I cannot get him on the camera. That's just something they won't do. All right, folks, I appreciate you tuning in. Next week, don't forget, I got a great show. I've got a candidate for governor. You know, I've done 2 of them. Mm-hmm. Maybe if I get the governor and she wins before December, I don't know. That's something I'll think about. Next week, don't forget, I've got an independent voice. Lauren Pinkston's coming in here. She's running for governor. Will she be the first woman governor of Tennessee? And will she do it without an R or a D beside her name? She's going to be in here next week. She's going to be talking to me. I'm going to find out why she would want to run to be the governor of the great state of Tennessee. That's going to be a great show. Coming up next Tuesday, January 27th, 7 p.m. right here on the Mike Weatherford Show. Don't forget, over on my other show, the Sportscast Live with Jerry Bucklow, he's got Caden Marshall. He's committed. He's going to Dallas, so you don't want to miss this. It's going to be a great show. Coming up Sunday, January 25th, 7:30 p.m., Sportscast Live with Jeremy Buckalow. Going to be a great show. You don't want to miss it. Tune in and watch that one. It's going to be good. Also, Tennessee Informer, lose your job for telling history. Are you safe from cancel culture? Joshua Dogrell, is that how you say that name? I guess it's going to be the special guest. I think he was a police officer. I do believe.
Give me a line on that one.
I think he was a police officer, and he said something or made a post or made a story or made a speech or something, and they turned on him and cost him his career. So that's going to be a great show, let him tell you, because that could happen to you also. This day and time, you got to be careful what you say or what you do. It's coming up Monday, January 26th, 7 p.m. on the Tennessee Informer. I want to thank all y'all for tuning in tonight. I want to thank my sponsors. You know, without them guys, you know, I couldn't do what I do, which is sit up here and be a trophy boyfriend. I mean, that's all I am, just a trophy boyfriend. Ricky?
Here we go again. Here we go.
Don't y'all think I'm a trophy?
Yeah, we're going to talk about trophy, all right.
Hey, he's rough on me.
He's working rough on me, trust me.
Don't y'all think I'm a trophy?
You are a trophy.
Oh, don't put that in his hand. Oh, we got to live with him around here.
All right, folks, I want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in. If you haven't done it yet, whatever platform you're following me on, ring the bell, push the follow button, click it, whatever you have to do to keep up with me. I want you to do that and do me a favor. Keep up with what's going on in this old world out there, you know. We got snow coming in. They say anywhere from nothing to 29.7 feet, somewhere in the middle. I don't know what the hell. You know, get your milk and bread for your milk sandwiches. That's the first thing you do when they holler snow. You go get milk and bread for milk sandwiches, I reckon.
That's it.
Yeah, you got to get some striking paper. Jimmy, you know what striking paper is. Toilet paper, get you some striking paper. I learned that up on Stanky Branch Creek. You know where that is up there in East Tennessee?
Yep. Oh, yeah. I know where Stanky Branch
All right, I learned that up there. I tell you, I know a little bit about that place. I learned that up there in East Tennessee. But anyway.
Runs right through Knox County.
That's right. I'll tell you what, it ends up. You're right. Tune in next week. Like I always say, tune in. Oh, I forgot the most important part. I want to thank my crew in the back. Hey, them guys and girls back there do an excellent job. Wasn't for them, me and Ricky couldn't do what we do, which is sit up here and be trophies. I mean, that's just what me and Rick, we are.
Look
trophies.
at us.
Look at us. Put the camera over here just a second.
Look at this.
Look at this trophy right here.
Oh, Lord. Look at this.
Look at Ricky Pry. And ta-da. There you go. Hey, I want to thank Dana, Kevin, Scott, the whole crew back there. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry. Just tell me to put on your next paycheck. I forgot you. But anyway, I couldn't do this show without them in the back. Do me a favor. Go find GarySutton.com. Do what I asked you to do, and you will feel better. You'll get that warm, fuzzy feeling in your stomach knowing you might help innocent man get off death row. Tune in. Same time, same place next week. And like I always say, help me, Rick. Don't be late. See you next time. The Mike Weatherford Show is recorded live in the Brewer Street Mafia Studios in downtown Paris. A Kill Media, Brewer Street Mafia Productions.